Okay, I just want to talk about where our patterns that I'm going to show you, the more elevated ones, where those are taking place. So we are at a Walmart. This Walmart has this really nice alcove that we chose to work in. The flow of traffic, here's the parking lot. Most people are parked in this lane or over here, so there's lots of foot traffic going this way. There is also this garden center entrance, so occasionally we'll see people come out from that side of the camera. And you might see some people walking from parking over here to either into the garden center or across into the main entrance. But so the flow of traffic was really pretty nice for us because it's basically splitting. Not many people are walking straight towards us. They're either going to the garden center or to the main entrance. The other great thing about this space is that there are these multiple columns, okay, that we are using for our landmarks so that our dog knows where we're patterning to. I also laid the climb down more towards the sidewalk. This is like a walkway. And I do move it throughout the video more this way towards the main entrance. I'm also mostly walking around, but I just wanted to label myself in that environment as well. The other cool thing is that there's kind of like this back alley right here that I didn't draw, but if this dog that we're using seems to need a break, or if I want to manipulate the environment without him having to stand out there, we pull him back into this back alcove and we let him just eat food back there so that he can have a moment. Our cars were parked way down here, so we had to navigate through this parking area and then straight into this alcove and then back when we were finished. And I'm going to show you some of the patterns that we were doing with this student. Okay, so here you guys are going to see a dog that's really versed in this helper disruption of the pattern that we're working on. So this is just to give you some example of where you're going to be headed to with your helper. Our pattern right now, there are a couple of columns here. I believe there's 3 columns. So she's going to walk, here's the climb, which is the central point for this. She's going to walk out to a column, feed, then she's going to walk to a further away column over here near the garden center, feed, and then she's going to come back to her climb and feed, and I'm going to jump right in and try and disrupt his pattern. You're going to see me walk against his flow, you're going to see me walk in front of him, you're going to see me cut behind him, and let's see how he handles it. So here I come, and she is just continuing her pattern as it's been established. All right, now I'm going to cross the path ahead of him. Now I'm going to cross behind him. Notice that my speed is really normal. I don't want to have the helper be really slow or really fast. I want them to just be normal. There's a walk against. Walk behind. And we're not worried about any of these little vocalizations that he's doing. We're just keeping going with what we are doing. Oops, here I actually disrupt the pattern. The interesting part about this rep is that I'm pretty sure if she had dropped her leash, let's watch it again, that he would have kept going where he was supposed to be going, because he doesn't turn away until she really stops moving and realizes that we're tangled. If that happens, like, he's great. He dealt with that perfectly fine. is go back to your central point and start again. It's going to happen. What is the best thing about that is that he shows us that he has absolutely no worries about that quote-unquote mistake made by the helper. All right, here you're going to see return to center game. She's going to a column that is right near the camera, and then she's going to feed at every single column to establish a nice outside pattern. So this is where I'm talking about, going and stopping at, points on the clock, so to speak, and then returning back to your centralized location. And then this is enough of a challenge for him because remember there's going to be people crossing, going into the store and going into the garden center. You can see one now. And so what we were looking for here is just one full trip around the sun where we're not having any barking, especially when he goes and loads back onto that climb, because that is the hardest point. It's where he's actually facing, hypothetically, people crossing versus being parallel to them. And, he's on the other side of his handler when he's going through his landmarks. So this is the easiest part of this pattern for him. And then loading back onto the climb is the biggest choice. That one was really nice about whether he's going to look at the triggers and vocalize, or if he is going to just hop on and then turn his attention back to his handler.